Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and this is it. This is the meme right here. G2 fans right now. We have sad Carlos, sad Wonder, sad Mickey, sad Reckless, Caps looking distraught, and sad Grabs. I'm recording this just minutes after G2 fell 3-1 in their series against Rogue. I don't think I'm going to be uploading this until tomorrow morning because, one, when LCS viewership's going on, my videos don't get as many views because people are watching, obviously, other League of Legends. Also, I don't want to do spoilers for people because people get mad about that as well. But coming out the day after, giving people a chance to think. This is me right after just kind of collecting all my thoughts. Definitely this next coming week, be expecting a ton of G2 content because I think there's so many different things to talk about as far as what this means for G2 going forward, what their plans are going to be, what they're going to do. What does this mean for the LEC going forward? There is so much to talk about. This is absolutely the end of an era, something crazy. We're going to see a new LEC champion for the first time in so long. No G2 in the finals, no Fnatic in the finals. It's going to be crazy. But before we get into all that, I just want to mention real quick, if you guys have not already, please take a second, smash that like button. I would appreciate it so much. Really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, helping grow my content, my videos, everything out to more and more people. That'd be absolutely awesome. Also, subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Because like I said, we're going to have a lot of awesome videos coming out recently. There's so many discussions to be had about G2 in so many different ways, and about the LEC, and about just all of League of Legends around the world now. We have an LCK champion. We're about to have an LEC champion. We're going to have an LCS champion. It's going to be fun. So, with that being said, let's get right into this. First of all, just talking about all the different games that happened. I need a glass of water first, dude. I just streamed for 4 hours, so my mouth's kind of dry, my throat kind of hurts, so we'll talk about this in a second. So, in Game 1, this is where G2 came out swinging. I was really critical of the Rogue draft in Game 1 because, as you can see, we have Urgot, Olaf, Seraphine, Senna, and Gragas, which is a ton of scaling between the Seraphine and Senna, with a ton of healing, a ton of shielding and stuff. And then on Rogue side, you don't have a lot of ways to punish early game, but you also just straight up get outscaled with Karma, Udyr, Syndra, Ashe, and Rel. We saw a really slow Game 1, and we saw just G2 scale to the point where it was pretty much impossible to lose. On stream, I was saying, okay, Rogue, you don't have an answer for this comp. You don't have an answer for this. This isn't really what suits you best, trying to punish G2 early. You need to ban Seraphine. You need to ban Senna. And what did they do? They banned Seraphine and Senna for the rest of the series, and G2 really did not have an answer for that. G2 did not have another comp. They did not have another draft. They did not have anything else that was able to be successful. This was such a great adaptation from Rogue. I'm sure there was some other stuff they wanted to ban. Like in Game 1, they banned Tristana, Lucian, and Orianna. So leaving up Lucian was something that was scary for them. But it ended up obviously not mattering too much. In Match 2, Rogue has first pick. They're on blue side now. They first pick the Lucian, and they're able to do really well. They go on to win Game 3 and then go on to win Game 4. In G2's Game 2, they went with the Nocturne jungle and the Blitzcrank support. This obviously did not go too well. Reckless goes 6-0 on the Jhin, but it doesn't matter. In Game 3, we have a very standard draft from G2 in Gnar, Udyr, Syndra, Jhin, and Gragas. On the other side, we have the Nocturne top lane for Rogue. We have Lilia Lucian, which I think is an insane mid-jung duo, and then Ashe and Rel. In this game, G2 just got absolutely stomped, 23-5. Oduamne did really well, 2-1-10 on the Nocturne, but inspired 6-0-8. And then finally, this last game where G2 went back to the Karma top, which I believe Karma top was 0-1, 0-2, and 0-3 in this series on both teams. Neither team could get it to work, but G2 went back to the Karma top in Game 4, which I thought was very strange. But also, they hadn't really found anything successful for Wonder. He had a Gnar game where he goes 0-4. Here he has a Karma game where he goes 0-3. Here he has an Urgot game where he went 5-4, but he started out 0-3-0. Overall, really rough series for Wonder. Really rough series for Jankos. Such a good series for Oduamne. Such a good series for Inspired. Inspired was absolutely the MVP of the series. Trimby honestly looked decent. He didn't look great. He did not look great, but he looked good. Probably better than Mickey overall. Han Sama looked good. Reckless looked okay. Caps looked okay. But Wonder, Jankos, and Mickey looked pretty bad at times. I mean, they didn't look terrible, but they never did anything proactive. They never did anything good. They never made any of those crazy iconic G2 plays that we're kind of known for. So overall, this was crazy. And yeah, to see G2 go down, the whole regular season, there was this talk back and forth of G2 and Rogue. Who's the best team? They both look really good. How's this going to play out? Is Rogue going to be able to overcome them? And then to get this matchup in the playoffs, this best of 5, for Rogue to win 3-1, that's all insane. That's all crazy. But then to know that this was the semifinals and that Mad is already in the finals waiting for the winner of this series, and Mad Lions already beat both of these teams. G2's knocked out. Not only is G2 not going to MSI, they don't have a chance to defend their MSI title, which they are still the reigning MSI champions, and they're just done. They're eliminated. They don't even make it to the finals. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Nobody would have predicted this at really any point in the season, even coming into this matchup. People weren't really even giving Rogue a fair shake or giving Rogue a fair shot. People aren't even giving Mad Lions much of a chance in the finals against G2. Because historically, G2 has been here. They've done that. All their recent championships have been from the losers bracket. They always find a way to overcome. They always find a way to come back. But again, now we have so many questions. One, what does this mean for the LEC internationally? Recently, people have said that the LEC is, maybe the second or third best league in the world. They've been popping off. They have an MSI title. They have 2 Worlds finals with Fnatic and G2. They have a lot of World semifinals. They've been looking really good. But it's been mostly on the backs of G2's international success. Fnatic has been good recently, but it's also not Fnatic. Rogue and Mad Lions have looked kind of shaky internationally. One of those teams is going to be Europe's MSI representative. Can Rogue go to MSI and be dominant and be good and represent Europe how the LEC needs to be respected as a top region in the world? I don't know. Can Mad Lions do it? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. And then going forward, what does this mean for G2? Wunder and Jankos and Mickey throughout the whole playoffs looked very shaky, did not look good. Obviously, I don't expect any changes to happen in between spring and summer split. They're going to run this team back in the summer. But if they continue to look like this, does that mean Wunder is going to get replaced in the future? Does that mean Jankos is going to retire? Is Jankos going to get replaced? What's going to happen? Is potentially Mickey going to get replaced? Obviously, we heard coming into the series that G2 was talking about leadership issues and stuff. Do maybe some fingers start to get pointed at grabs? I mean, this is a very, very talented team in G2. They went out and got a huge upgrade, or maybe an upgrade to their roster, but they went and got the best AD carry on the market, one of the best players in the world on the market in Reckless. He was supposed to come in and take this team to another level, and now they're not even going to MSI. They're not even winning a championship. They're not even competing for a championship. There's got to be some questions asked. Now, do I think we should panic about one bad playoffs, one bad split, whatever from G2? No, but the expectations were high. And this team they're not supposed to win the LEC. They're not even supposed to care if they win the LEC title. They're supposed to go internationally and do damage and not just perform internationally. They're supposed to win international titles. And now this iteration of G2 is looking very, very far away from that, especially now. You go and look around the world, LPL is looking very scary with teams like EDG and FPX. Damwon Gaming just absolutely stomped the LCK finals. G2 looked so far away from those teams. So all of a sudden, changes start to come to the mind of a lot of people. And we know Jankos has potentially talked about retiring in the past. Wunder has really not looked that great recently. Mickey has looked really, really rough. I think Caps and Reckless are still really, really solid and really good players. And obviously, they're kind of the future and faces of G2. But what's going on with the rest of the roster? What's going on with the rest of the team? And what is G2 going to do in the months leading up to summer split? They now have a big, long break for like the first time in G2's history to kind of get their minds right, to work on things. Is somebody going to step up and become a leader for this team in the short time? Is Wunder going to continue grinding solo queue? Is he not? There's a lot of questions there now. Are G2 going to learn how to play, the meta that's going on right now? Grabs keeps talking about how they can't team fight, how they're bad in front-to-back team fighting, how they don't fit the meta right now. If we see a similar meta in the summer split, are G2 going to figure things out? Are they still going to struggle? Are they still going to be bad? I mean, not only did they lose to Mad Lions and lose to Rogue, they lost 3-1, and in pretty dominating fashion both times, especially in this series. G2 never really looked like they were in it outside of Game 1, which they won. In Games 2, 3, and 4, there's a lot of stomping going on. And yeah, is G2 the third best team in Europe all of a sudden? That can't be good enough for the amount of money that they're spending, for just the caliber of players that they have. I don't know. For the first time in a long time, G2 all of a sudden has a ton of questions. And we're going to be talking about all this stuff. If they were to replace any of their players, who would it be? Who would come in for them? I don't exactly know. And now also G2, when they're already struggling, when they're already not looking so good, now they don't get to go to MSI. They don't get to scrim against the top teams. They don't get that experience. And that can hurt them in a lot of ways in the long run. Even if they do bounce back and have a nice summer split, having this experience, this is, potentially going to not really be beneficial for the G2 team. This could really hurt them. But then also on the other side, maybe a nice little break will be good for them. Maybe some time off to think about what has happened, to figure out what's happened, to figure out what's going wrong. That could be beneficial. Now, I know we've seen something like this kind of happen in the LCS before. You know, there was a time where TSM had made every finals ever. Then eventually they got shockingly upset. That streak ended. And then TSM has kind of been in a weird, awkward place since then. And I know there are some people asking the question, like, overall, is this good for the LEC? Is this good for Europe now that G2 isn't this looming monster over everyone, that everyone isn't just kind of fearful of them? And in a way, I think it could be good for the league, yes. You know, Rogue, Mad Lions, whoever, they're going to get a championship. They're going to get a ton of new fans. They're going to get a ton of hype. Their players are going to get some awesome recognition. They're going to get a chance to go to MSI. Who knows what's going to happen? But in the end, is it better for them internationally? I don't know. All of a sudden, you know, the best team in Europe and Europe's one hope and their chance to win an MSI title and chance to win a world championship now looks a little bit shakier. And does that mean they have 3 world championship contenders now in Rogue, Mad Lions, and G2? Or does that mean they have 3 teams that are just kind of a step below everyone in the world? I think it might be more likely to be that, and I think overall it could hurt the LEC as a league internationally. I think domestically it makes it more fun, it makes it more exciting, it's great, yeah, but you know, G2 could maybe get hyped up. They could be motivated by this. Maybe they continue to play and get stronger. Maybe this roster breaks up and all the pieces go all over the place and it makes the league stronger as a whole. But sometimes it is good to have that one super team, because when you're going to take on Damwon Gamings and EDGs and FPXs, you need a super team. You need a dominating, looming team over everyone. You're not going to have a bunch of teams that are really on that caliber, that level, unless you're like a Korea or a China at certain different times. But sometimes even Korea and China can't do that type of stuff. So I don't know. In the end, I don't really know what to say about all this. I don't know what conclusion to draw at this point, but I know we're going to have a ton of stuff to talk about because Fnatic and G2 both didn't make finals. There's questions about both teams all of a sudden. Leadership, play style, players on both teams, what the future looks like. I know there's a ton of people saying, oh, Kaiser should go to Fnatic. Kaiser should go to G2. Oh, Elyoya should go to G2. Oh, all these different rumors, speculation, all that stuff. There's going to be so much fun stuff to talk about. It's going to be so fun. But then also, LEC finals tomorrow, or today, I guess, are going to be crazy. Who's going to win? Who's going to go to MSI? How are they going to do? Maybe it's time for a new era in the LEC. Maybe Mad Lions goes on and makes it to the LEC finals or the MSI finals. Maybe we get something crazy like that. I don't know, but it's going to be so fun to watch. And, you know, going into the season, we kind of thought we had everything figured out. All of a sudden, we don't. So what's that mean? I don't know, but I cannot wait to find out. But that is pretty much it for this video today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Also, drop a like if you do enjoy it. I would appreciate that a ton. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below. What do you think? Does G2 need to make some changes? Are they going to bounce back in the summer? Or is the G2 era over? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!